Hello and welcome to Bell Curve Gaming, and today we're going to have a look at a new card from Detective Pikachu, Mewtwo-GX. So, what's this guy do? Well, for 2 NGs, telekinesis, 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, any Pokemon that you want, ignoring weakness and resistance. Now, unfortunately, 50 is not great. There's a lot of decks with basic Pokemon that are higher than 50. But if you are facing a deck where you've got Pokemon with less than 50 HP, this is really good to allow you to snipe away, and you can get this off turn 2 with ease. The 4 NGs though, we had to work out how we're trying to get that off turn 2 as often as we can. We're not always getting it off, but as often as we can. So the Raining Pulse, 120 damage for 4 energies. That's a huge energy cost, but leaves our active Pokemon confused. And for 180 damage, Psychic Nova GX, 4 energies, but then leaves you immune to all damage on the next turn. So they're the main attacks that we're really going after, and we're trying to get to it as quickly as possible. Now, because this Pokemon was really hard to get up and going in standard, we had to tweak a lot, and this very much became a Mewtwo and Friends deck. And every card that's here is here for a reason. So obviously the Marshadow and the Oranguru, they're here for draw support. The Marshadow-GX with the Shadow Hunt ability, he's here to be able to use our Mewtwo's attacks when our Mewtwo's in the bin. And it allows us to also use his GX attack to make our Marshadow immune, and gives us a good option against any deck that's weak to fighting. So that's why the Marshadow's here, just as the tech option for that. The Tapu Koko's here to allow us to do free retreat, which is really clutch to come into, especially if they KO someone. We can go to the Tapu Koko, we can Psychic Recharge with the Malamars, which is our main NG provider of the deck. So getting the NGs out of our discard pile. The Giratina's here to Distortion Door from the discard pile in different stages of the match, which might allow us to put a damage counter on a couple of Pokemon and bring them back within their 50 range, and allows Mewtwo to then start sniping them off with the telekinesis. So that can be quite nice as well. And the Lunala Prism Star is here just in case we can't get our Malamars up and running. So Full Star Moon allows us to get all the Psychic Energies in our discard pile, or as many as our opponent's Pokemon have in play, and then attach them to our Pokemon any way that we want. So it's nice to get ourselves set up, but he also provides a lovely backup attacking option with the Psy Storm. So 20 damage times the amount of energies attached to all Pokemon. A fantastic addition to the deck, the Lunala. And what else do we have? We have the Mimikyu with the Copycat ability. So the Copycat's here if our opponent uses a really big hard-hitting attack and we just want to put a 1-prize Pokemon out there and copy it back. That's really good as well. So it's really a Mewtwo and Friends deck, but it revolves around playing this Mewtwo-GX deck. So the question here, with such an expensive NG deck, how are we actually getting him going, and how am I consistently getting 4 NGs up and rolling by the second turn? Well, this deck's built around speed. We need to get through the deck as quickly as possible, bin as many Psychic NGs as quickly as possible, get as many Malamars up as quickly as possible, and that's what the deck is built around. So the Acro Bikes add fantastic speed to the deck. The Mysterious Treasure, the Ultra Balls, allow us to discard cards and get through our deck even quicker. The Viridian Forest allows us to get NGs and discard an NG at the same time, hopefully, to be able to do so, to be able to get more NGs in the bin, and to be able to get through our deck quite quickly. So that's what this goal is all about, trying to get 4 NGs into play by turn 2, and it's incredible how this has actually evolved over time to get this thing up and rolling. So, shall we begin? I think we shall. Hello, Fakuvodo, whatever that is. Welcome. Now, you're only good in the active if I can bin a lot of NGs and my opponent brings out a lot of Pokemon. That's the only way you're good right now. Going second too, so less than ideal start. I mean, I do have a turn 1 Lily, but I can't even get rid of these Tate Lizas or anything like that, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what we do here. Pikarom. Interesting partners to have with Pikarom. So this is where my Marshadow could become extremely important. So what we're doing here is we're getting rid of you two. And we'll go and get myself Inkay down. Do I have Marshadow? Yes, I do, which is kind of nice. Do need to get something in the bin that's good at some stage, but we'll go and get an Inkay down for the moment. And we'll go and get another Inkay down. The more that I have, the merrier. So second Inkay down. And we'll Lily. So we will Mysterious Treasure out the Giratina. And we'll go get down a Mimikyu maybe. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Maybe go and get down a Mewtwo. That's what we'll do. I don't really want to let loose my opponent just at the moment. Just in case he is stuck. Excuse me. Chuck it onto the Mewtwo for the moment, and we shall... I don't want to bring Giratina up, so we're happy with that. We'll leave it at that. Only one energy is a bit of an issue, but getting two Malamars up is super important as well. So we're probably looking at here two Malamars up, then a Marshadow let loose. Which does kind of mean that I don't really want... In fact, I don't want to let loose. That just told me don't let loose. He is a little bit bricked, I think. So don't let loose. We've only got one energy in the discard. We'll chuck you onto you for the moment. We shall shuffle. I mean, I could have started attacking with the Mewtwo. That might have been good. We might do that on the next turn. No, it potentially helps him here. So we'll get rid of you. And go again energy. In fact, I should have started attacking in. I missed my opportunity. I missed my opportunity bad. So we'll Psychic Recharge. Onto you. We will Psychic Recharge. Onto you. I'm so disappointed that I missed my opportunity. I mean, Full Moon Star, there's nothing in here. I could bring the Giratina back, but I don't want to at the moment. We'll just leave it at that. Missed my opportunity bad to start hitting him with the Telekinesis. Thunder Mountain's out, so I do need to get rid of that. We bin. We go bring Mimikyu out. We'll Psychic Recharge. Because my opponent's bricked. I don't want to do too much here. So we're going to Tate Liza switch. That's what we're going to do. Rather than Tate Liza draw. We will switch to our Mewtwo. And we're going to get a cheeky backline KO. Just there. Get myself a prize card. And if that Litten stays a Litten, we bring back the Giratina in the next turn. And we go and get ourselves another cheeky prize card while our opponent's a little bit bricked. So this thing's potentially getting out of the active next turn. Damage increase. Oh yeah, because of... Yeah, of course. Of course. So we could go with a Guzma play. But then I've got nothing to get out of the active. So we're just Cynthiaing here. The Marshadow is absolutely clutch at some point. But until then, I think we bring Giratina on. Do I really want to do this? Yes. Yes, I do. And chip a damage into you, and chip damage into... Who else? Who else? Who else? Think. 120, 150, you're not going to matter. You're probably not going to matter. A lot of people aren't going to matter, so chip damage into you two. And we'll go Psychic Engie onto you. And for the moment, we'll Telekinesis, snipe that Litten, get myself a second prize card. There's a Lily. Now being able to accelerate to that Marshadow is going to be super important. Need something ideally with just 3 damage, so... Will Cynthia here, get myself a new hand. Do I make myself invincible on the next turn? I think I do. Because then I get a guaranteed first shot after this. Yeah, that's definitely what we're doing. So we'll go with the invincibility play now. Because we're two-shotting everything anyway in the back line. So, invincibility shot. So I do get the first hit in on the Pikarom, which I'm assuming he's going to accelerate. So that's just putting Engies onto him. Now if he goes with the GX, I kind of want to bin the Mimikyu. Okay, that's interesting. Not really what I was expecting, so Cynthia. Yes. Absolutely. Chuck a choice band onto you. Oh, you've already got one. Hold on to the choice band for the moment, and we will just smack in with a Raining Pulse to the Pikarom. Be interesting to see what he does now. So Pikarom's confused. Got the heads, so he gets the KO. But I get to come in with Mimikyu now, and Mimikyu should be able to finish things off. So I do need to get an Engie card to him, so Lunala will go out first. So Lunala, you're out. We go Choice Band to the Mimikyu. We go Psychic Recharge to the Mimikyu. Oust the stadium anyway. And chuck a Marshadow down. Psychic Recharge to the Marshadow. And we'll now switch to the Mimikyu. And the old Copycat. I do think I've actually got it. Yeah, I do. There's the 3 prize cards. There we go. GG. GG. Mewtwo. Proving that sniping actually comes in handy to get some sneaky prize cards.
Hello, Jackamus. Welcome. Alright, Tapu Koko will go down front, Mewtwo down the back line. And a decent starting hand, I like it. Good starting hand. So, Mewtwo down. And a Mysterious Treasure to throw away the Psychic Engie here. Go and get myself an Inkay set up. Acro Bike. And we'll grab myself another Inkay. We'll go with Viridian Forest here. We're going to get rid of the Cynthia and pull in another Psychic Energy here. And we'll chuck the Psychic Energy onto the Mewtwo. We will Lily. Alright, Acro Bike again. These Acro Bikes were a good choice. I'm liking the Acro Bikes here. So, Lunala down. Do I go and get myself another... At this stage, no. Let's just end it there. I'm fine with that. Fine with that first turn. Those Acro Bikes had some good speed. That's a good choice to this deck. Being able to churn through halfway through the deck in one turn. And my opponent hasn't got much, so I'm certainly not using the Marshadow here. So what we're going to do is we're going to oust a Cynthia. Don't know if I should be ousting Cynthias, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to Mysterious Treasure away this energy first. Go and get myself a Malamar set. That's one Malamar up. We will... Do I want to get rid of the Marshadow? Because a let loose at some stage might be good, but we've got a Rescue Stretcher if I ever want to go down that route. So we'll go and get myself the second Malamar set. Is there anything else that I desperately want? I don't think so. I think I'm okay with that at this stage. So we will Psychic Recharge. A couple of energies to the Mewtwo. And what I need is just to pull in one more energy card from this Cynthia. And I've got my Mewtwo up and rolling. So do I thin? Or just Cynthia? We'll just Cynthia. Unfortunately he's going to resist me, but I'm in 2-shot range anyway, so that's really nice. And a Choice Band. We'll Acro Bike. We'll bin the Giratina. And right here I'm pretty happy just to retreat out. And go with a Raining Pulse. In fact, no, I've got the game. Well, that's the first game with the Acro Bikes, and I really like that speed. That adds some really good speed to this deck. Hello, S0415201. Welcome. Yeah, this, as long as I get draw supported, this hand will play. Don't want Guzmas this early. So, Tapu Koko down. I mean, I've got a Marshadow to let loose if worse comes to worse, so that'll do. We'll see what happens here. So, yeah, we're sort of done there. His first hand will play. Alright, Pikarom. And you let me go first with the Pikarom. Okay, so we're going to Acro Bike here. We will pull in the Inkay, because I need Inkays up. And we can Nest Ball for another Mewtwo, so that's fine. And we will Nest Ball. And we are going to let loose here. So we'll Nest Ball, we'll go get... do I want Mewtwo or do I want to actually go Marshadow? I'm thinking a Marshadow. And I've just got to be aggressive as I can to try and get this Marshadow up. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. So at the moment I've only got the Mewtwo's attacks in the bin. So we're going to have to get 4 energies to you as quickly as we can, my friend. But that's okay. We'll see how we play from that. So we're not going to Rescue Stretcher because I do like having that in the bin at the moment. Well, Marshadow, we'll just run a let loose here. And we've got an Acro Bike. We've got a draw support, so that's really good. Yeah, we'll Acro Bike. We'll grab the Malamar. I mean, dual Malamar next turn is absolutely clutch. I'm actually thinking of just holding this hand because I don't want to get rid of the draw support and I don't want to get rid of the Malamar. Being able to NG attach this turn, I've already got it. I've got one in the bin. I'll need a second NG in the bin and another NG, yeah. So we'll just hold, we'll take a chance. I know I should probably Cynthia normally, but I like the idea of being super aggressive after a potential turn 2 KO of this Pikarom, using Mewtwo's Raining Pulse attack. I mean, that'd be absolutely clutch. Okay, so it's a Zapdos build as well. I mean, getting out of the active and attacking with the Zapdos would be clutch for you. So what we're doing here is we're going double Malamar up. And I actually want thinners, so we're gonna Cynthia, just straight Cynthia here. We do have the 2 NGs, yes, this is nice, beautiful setup here. So we will bin the Oranguru, grab a Mewtwo. And what I want to do now, do I want to set up Mewtwo in the background? So we've got an NG onto the Marshadow. Let's just play what I need to play first. So we'll bin this NG. Do we want anything, really? We'll pull in the Giratina. I mean, there might be a way to bin it later, so we'll just pull you in for the moment. Do I want Mewtwo down? Who's my second attacker that I want? I'm thinking Mewtwo. So we'll Psychic Recharge here. To the Marshadow. Another Psychic Recharge to the Marshadow. Maybe I just hold this hand and I make a decision about who my next attacker is going to be afterwards, because there's no benefit really of putting that down right at the moment. So we just use a Raining Pulse here. 3 prizes on the second turn. That hurts. That is huge. And that is the reason why Marshadow is here. Just add that tech option. And as you can see, this deck is working quite nicely now that you can get the 4 NGs on by turn 2 and start attacking with Mewtwo. In this case it was Marshadow using Mewtwo's attacks. Yeah, this deck is starting to roll quite nicely now. Those Acro Bikes have just sped it up beautifully. Getting those NGs into play, it's good, it's good. Hello, Dickens. And welcome. Inkay down. This hand will play. This hand will play. An Ultra Ball, get some Psychic NGs in the discard. And I might go and get myself a second Inkay down initially before the Cynthia, I think. That's what we're going to play. Or we could go and bring a Tapu Koko up just to get myself free retreat. And free retreat is good. I don't know. We'll think about it. I think Inkays are the priority. I think the Inkays are the priority here, so that's probably what we're playing. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Another Psychic NG. Exeggutor deck, alright. If this is the traditional Exeggutor deck, why would you not be playing Netballs? Wouldn't Netball be a better choice here? I'm not sure. Depends what Exeggutor I guess it is. So we show Acro Bike to begin with. We'll happily bin another NG. Very happily bin an NG. So we will Ultra Ball here 2 of our energies away. I'm thinking maybe hoping to get into the Inkay a little bit later and might go and start getting up a Mewtwo. Do I like that? I think I like that. Getting up a Mewtwo. Yeah, we'll play with that. We'll start getting up a Mewtwo here. We'll work out how I'm getting this Inkay out of the active another time. We'll Choice Band to the Mewtwo. We shall Psychic NG to the Mewtwo. And we will now Cynthia. Oh, well, that's how I get to my Mewtwo if I need to. So, yeah, that's it. That's turn 1. And if you leave an Execute on the bench, I might just do some bench sniping for a little bit. So we'll see how I play. We'll see how we play. These Exeggutors though, they can hit quite hard depending on which Exeggutor it is. So yeah, it's the Tropical Shake Exeggutor, which you do have the Shuckle now. I don't know why you wouldn't play Net Pools rather than Nest Pools. That's something I would suggest with the deck. So you're going to be able to take out this Inkay quite nicely here. So now I need to prioritize getting Inkays going. You got the sprint up as well. I mean, you're up and rolling. It's the unfortunate thing of going second versus going first. So if I was going first here, I'd be sniping away some executes and I'd be feeling really good about myself. So unfortunately, that's not going to be. And now we just have that awkward energy cost for the Mewtwo, which is going to be really tough. So the Mimikyu is not going to be much good to me in this particular matchup. Chuck an energy onto the Mewtwo here. And we just shuffle. We'll Acro Bike. Yeah, we'll grab the draw support for now. We burn through you. Go and get myself an Inkay up. And we'll just retreat out. Go and get myself a prize card with a telekinesis. And just pick off the back line there. What I'm really looking at is trying to pick off the back line while I can with the Mewtwo. And hopefully run him out of his resources of executes. And then somehow get rid of the frontline Exeggutor. So gonna get rid of the Inkay again. Alright, that's really interesting. Going with the just get rid of the Inkays. So alright, so we could Guzma up like a Slugman and try and get him stuck. And I'm thinking that is what I want to do here. I'm thinking that'll play. I'm thinking that'll play. So we'll chuck an energy onto you. We will get myself another Inkay down. And see how often you can pick off my Inkays here. So I'm going to Guzma up the Slugma. I'm going to pick off that Execute that you've just got sitting there. So telekinesis. Hit the Execute. See whether you have another convenient Guzma ready to roll. See whether you have another convenient Guzma. I mean, you can sprint, so there's a good chance you could find some way out of the active. Just depends whether you're running switches or anything like that. How many of these energies have already been? 5, so he's going to be able to get whatever he wants. So he's probably going to be able to get that switch now, which is absolutely clutch for him. So I'm probably going to need to be... Okay, he didn't sprint. That's interesting. So we're Lunala down. Do we want to... I mean, 5 is good, but I really need that NG. So I'm thinking 6. And I didn't find the NG. So that makes things really awkward now. So what have I got in the bin? A Rescue Stretcher. Yeah, we will go and pull in an Inkay. And we will start the Psychic Recharge process. And I'm thinking we chuck it onto the Lunala. Or do we? We'll chuck it onto the Lunala. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to play. And for the moment, we're going to have to use the telekinesis. And I think we chip into the Oranguru, so the Exeggutor, because a nice 50 onto that brings you within one-shot range quite nicely. So we'll telekinesis into the Exeggutor here. Aha! And my opponent has given up. Oh. This Mewtwo is up and rolling. As you can see, I'm actually working through this chain quite nicely. Hello, Finksy. And welcome. Alright, Tapu Koko up front. Mewtwo down back. Viridian Forest. We just don't have draw support. Guzma, you're showing yourself too early, buddy. Are you serious? Is this a Beedrill deck? That could be annoying. But it could be interesting. I don't think I've ever actually come across a Beedrill deck yet. Yeah, we'll go Lunala down. Alolan Grimer as well. So, we've Viridian Forest here. Oh, that's tasty. I need NGs, like, to be able to put onto the Mewtwo. That's going to be the priority. So we're going to Ultra Ball away the energy and the switch. And we're going to go and get a Marshadow here. Alright, we're not going to go and get a Marshadow here. We're going to go and get an Oranguru here. Well, that sucks. So we'll instruct. Get me a draw supporter, buddy. Yes. Ooh, a Lily. Good job, Oranguru. Good job. Love you, mate. Love you. Alright, well, Acro Bike, get in an Inkay here, I'm feeling. Yeah, the Inkay is what we're going to play. And we'll get another Inkay down as well. And that is a pretty good turn one. That'll play. I like it. So, we're done there. And what I can now do is I can pick off Weedles in the backline. It should be kind of fun. Tapu Lele. And in the between times, I'm probably setting up a Lunala down back. That's probably my second attacker for the moment. So we're going to be like Mysterious Treasure, bin an NG, go and get myself a Malamar, bin the other NG with Viridian Forest, get myself another NG, chuck it onto the Mewtwo, and Cynthia for a new hand, and play from there. I mean, this will stop my Oranguru's Instruct if he evolves into a Muck, but am I worried about that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the whole putting me poisoned could be annoying. Oh, one Malamar's already up. I do want to get rid of this, I think. I think that's what I want to play at. So we'll get myself a second Malamar. We shall bin this NG. I'm actually going to load this Malamar right up. For the moment. And yeah, so this Malamar, this Mewtwo right up. So we'll chuck it onto here. The poison could be really annoying, but I don't think you're going to be attacking with like a psychic Pokemon, hopefully, which will hit Mewtwo for weakness. I don't see that coming. But, will Cynthia? Is this turn 2 for me? I think it is. Which just goes to show the strength of this. Draw support or rescue stretcher. Do I have anything that I need to stretcher? Not really. I'm okay without the rescue stretcher for this game, I think. We will Acro Bike. And we'll grab the nest ball here. And for the moment, we'll retreat out. Get the Mewtwo in. And we're just going to telekinesis. Get rid of that Weedle back there. And grab myself a prize card. So yeah, I think this is another turn 2 4 energies onto the Mewtwo. This deck just can get that off. A huge attack cost, but I can't believe how consistently I can actually get to it now. It's quite nice. So yeah, you can turn off my abilities here, which is fine. Because I'm not really running stage 1, basic abilities, so other than the Oranguru, obviously. So Oranguru, you're useless to me at the moment, but we can take down this muck if you don't put anything down. And if you put a Weedle down, well then I'll just go after the Weedle. So I think I'm in a pretty dominant position. It's kind of a shame because I kind of wanted to see how you're going to get Beedrill off. I really wanted to see it. I've never actually seen a Beedrill deck in action. And I really wanted to see you pull it off. I think he knows that if he tucks a Weedle down, I just snipe it. But if he leaves nothing more down, then the Alola Muck just goes. So, really in a good position now. And like I said, I'm just loading up the Lunala down back now. So, yep, we just sniped that Weedle. I'm fine with that. You just need multiple Weedles up. That's what you need to desperately get. So I can't snipe them all. And have to make a choice to start smashing at some point, but that's fine. Ooh, the Tapu Lele could hurt. Because I'm running a lot of energies onto my active, but it's not going to hit for weakness. So 2 plus the 4, that's 120. Couple of Weedles down. Alright. Alright. But that's a 2 prize Pokemon at some stage as well. Got to remember that. Plus he's got to get out of the active. Yeah, I think I'm in a pretty dominant position. I really wanted to see that Weedle deck going though. And it is time to rate this deck. So, starting with damage here, let's not lie, it's a 2-shot deck. We're not really getting big shots off consistently. I mean, the Lunala Prism Star has potential to, as does the Marshadow with a tech option, and does the Mimikyu if our opponent uses a big attack. So there is, there is that potential, but we're a 2-shot deck, so it's 6 out of 10. The defense side of things, the 190 is actually quite nice. It can keep us out of some of those KOs and force decks to 2-shot us. It's not huge, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of nice. And the Lunala Prism Stars, that 160 is a little bit awkward for a 1-prize Pokemon as well. So, look, we're not about really the defense side of things. We're about trying to get through and be as an offensive deck as we can. But the defense, it's there. It's a 7 out of 10. As for the reliability, this is actually the one that surprised me. Getting the energies into play I thought was going to be nearly impossible when I was starting with this deck, and yet after tweaking it for a little while, it's amazing how often I can get this deck up and rolling now. It's really good. I mean, obviously it's still a lot of pieces to put together and a lot of work, so it can be iffy at times because it's high maintenance, but I'm really liking how we got this thing working. So it's an 8 out of 10 for me on reliability. So overall, what do I think? Well, this Mewtwo, it surprised me that you could actually make this thing work. If I was really going to build a deck like this, I'd use Mewtwo as a tech rather than a main man, but that's what this deck wasn't about. It was making Mewtwo the main man. So I'd probably reduce it to a 1-of and maybe make something else, a different attacker or something like that. But yeah, this deck surprised me. I kind of liked it indeed. So 7 out of 10 for me.